A warning to parents as new details emerge in a ghost operation rescue of a 15-year-old girl. One local sheriff's plea to Michigan families to protect their children from predators.
And it's a cold, dry start to your weekend, but we have several snow chances in your forecast. We'll talk about it coming up.
After slim chances, one Michigander is a lucky winner in the $1 billion Mega Millions jackpot, where that winning ticket was sold. It's time to wake up, Mid-Michigan. It is Saturday, January 23rd.
With coverage you can count on, this is WNEMTV5 News.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. Thanks so much for being here with us. I'm Blake Keller. Meteorologist John Gross also here this morning. We are both not the winners of that jackpot, but we'll get to that in a minute. Are we getting any lucky weather for us today?
Well, we get a little sunshine for the people who like the sunshine, and then for the snow lovers, we get a little bit of snow for tomorrow. And I don't know who really likes the colder temperatures, but for those who love the colder temperatures, we got a little bit of that for you as well. So a little bit of everything coming your way as we're going throughout this Michigan, pure Michigan at that. Let's get you out the door. Let's go to downtown Saginaw, Huntington Event Park Center. Beautiful sunrise out in the distance, a little bit of sunshine trying to peek in throughout the cloud cover. I think that's going to be the main story as we're going throughout today. But overall, temperatures are going to take the cake. We've got only teens out the door right now. It's 15 in Saginaw, 14 in Midland. It's 13 in Houghton Lake, 17 in Lapeer, 8 you are the winner, or at least the colder spot in Alma for this morning. Feels like temperatures, you factor in a little bit of the wind, and most of us right now, it's only feeling like the single digits. So some of the coldest air that we've experienced so far this year. Make sure that you're finding ways to stay warm if you're venturing out for this morning. Temperature change over the past 24 hours. That's a good 5, 10, even upwards of 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday. So you get the picture. That's been the main story as we're starting this weekend, some colder temperatures out the door. Pinpoint Doppler radar, that is live from MBS, that is keeping us dry for another day. We do have a weak area of high pressure near Chicagoland. I think that's going to help break up a little bit of this cloud cover by the afternoon, allowing in a few rays of sun. There's another weak disturbance near the Dakotas into the Great Plains. Already starting to see a little bit of snow shower activity. By about this time tomorrow, we can expect some of that on our doorstep, giving us a little bit of light snow as we welcome in your Sunday. For today, though, variably cloudy skies, a little bit of sunshine, temperatures upper 20s, a few of us possibly reaching near 30 degrees later on this afternoon. Again, there's your big weather stories as we're going throughout the next several days. Cold and dry, a little bit of sun today, some snow showers with some light accumulations tomorrow, and we're keeping our eye on another system as we go throughout Monday and Tuesday. We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast in just a little bit. Blake, back to you.
All right, John, thank you. We do have a road closure this morning. Part of I-75 will be closed in Genesee County for bridge repair preparations. MDOT will close northbound I-75 to westbound I-69 from 9 until noon. Motorists are advised to detour on M21, southbound I-75 and I-69. Developing this morning, new details on the disappearance of a 15-year-old teen from Montrose. The Genesee County Sheriff is now revealing how one man was able to take her across state lines. Sheriff Chris Swanson says he's being open about the alarming details, hoping more parents will be on the lookout for suspicious activity. TV5's Kendall Keys reports.
I know her mother's watching right now, and I'm going to tell you, Mom, we did this for you.
And that's Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson after releasing new details in a ghost operation rescue of a 15-year-old girl. He accuses 20-year-old Anthony Drayton of Toledo of coercing her to meet him at this Montrose McDonald's.
$136 he pays one way from Toledo to Montrose to get this little girl.
From Montrose, the two hitchhiked to Detroit, where they then Ubered back to Toledo. It was a multi-department operation to bring her home. The Montrose Police Department first called upon Ghost to assist.
And we found her all the way in Toledo, the Toledo Police Department.
Sheriff Swanson says Drayton groomed the teen online into trusting him through Snapchat, Fortnite the video game, and
a new app, even new to us, called Discord, which is a chat app.
Anthony Drayton is now jailed in Genesee County on a $400,000 cash bond. He's facing a 4-count felony. The first count, a charge of kidnapping, and 3 counts of CSC, all of which are life offenses. I spoke with Sheriff Swanson about Drayton's criminal history, and he says as far as he knows, this is Drayton's first offense. Now, Swanson is calling upon parents to be proactive about protecting their children from predators.
But we can't do it alone. We need you. We need you to be in your kids' business.
Kendall Keys, WNEMTV5.
Well, next Thursday, Sheriff Swanson will host a virtual town hall to help parents spot the warning signs that their child is being targeted. Now, still developing, police say a 3-year-old has died after accidentally shooting himself. Owasso police responded to a home on Cleveland near Carmody Street Friday afternoon. The child was taken to Memorial Hospital where he was pronounced dead. We will keep you updated on that investigation. An Owasso man has been charged, accused of threatening to shoot Democrats at Joe Biden's inauguration. Investigators say 65-year-old Richard Maurer made the threat in a Facebook post. Owasso Public Safety says the United States Secret Service and the FBI were monitoring his social media. During a search earlier this week, police say they found body armor and several automatic weapons. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says former President Donald Trump's Senate impeachment trial will start the second week in February. That's after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will send the article of impeachment to the Senate on Monday. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell hoped for a trial delay until next month to give the former president time to mount his defense.
The sequel cannot be an insufficient Senate process that denies former President Trump his due process.
Several Republicans in the Senate are against impeachment, arguing it may be unconstitutional, although legal scholars argue Congress does have the authority to impeach and convict a former president. In order to convict Trump, 17 Senate Republicans would have to join the chamber's 50 Democrats. Meantime, President Joe Biden taking action in his first days in office to provide relief to those struggling during the pandemic. Now, the president is urging the Agriculture Department to boost pandemic food benefits for low-income families by 15%. Another executive order calls for a $15 minimum wage for federal workers. He is also invoking the Wartime Defense Production Act to speed up vaccine distribution that has been lagging across the country.
Right now in New York City this week, we had to cancel tens of thousands of appointments, and we weren't allowed to tap into the second dose supply that's waiting on the shelf for weeks to be used.
New York officials are requesting permission to dip into the second dose stockpile after the CDC said people can receive a second dose up to 6 weeks after their shot, increasing initial guidelines. Well, there's growing concern over the new, more contagious COVID variant from the UK, now detected in at least 22 states, including 3 known cases in Michigan, all associated with the University of Michigan. Mutations have also been found in South Africa and Brazil. All right, TV5 news time is 8:08. Good morning to you. In our next half hour, the new epidemic order lifting restrictions on indoor dining. We'll hear from one brewery happy to see some relief after months of devastating loss. And next, one local business seeing a boom in profit during the pandemic. The plants and reptiles that's getting people to open up their wallets. More local news, a mid-Michigan store is doing well, not despite the pandemic, but apparently because of it. Now, the owner of Josh's Frogs in Owasso says profits are growing by leaps and bounds. It's an e-commerce business offering reptiles, live plants, and pet supplies. He says last year's stay-at-home order was the spark that ignited a sales boom.
And then they were just at home and trying to figure out different ways to entertain themselves. And so frogs and lizards and those kind of things became much more popular.
Well, he tells TV5 his plant sales have also grown. Well, the Saginaw Chippewa Indian tribe is hosting a food giveaway today. It's for residents of Isabella County. There's enough for 500 families. That's from 11 to 1 in the Black Elk Government Complex parking lot. Recipients must have a government-issued ID with a current address. TV5 News Time is reaching 8:12. Home sales hit record highs. Why realtors say those values went up. Here's a live look over downtown Saginaw. There she is, Little Miss Sunshine peeking out behind those clouds. Grab the layers though if you're headed out. Wake up, we'll be right back. In dollars and cents this morning, home sales hit a 14-year high. Despite the struggling economy, the value of housing also increased 9%, averaging at $296,500 for a single-family home. According to the National Association of Realtors, that figure is an all-time record. Realtors say the reason for the higher prices is because of the lack of inventory, particularly for lower-priced homes. 2020 ended with the lowest number of homes for sale ever, and that trend may continue well into 2021. Well, after 37 drawings, there's finally a Mega Millions winner. One ticket sold right here in Michigan at a Kroger down in Novi matched all 6 numbers drawn on Friday for the $1 billion jackpot. Now, that's the third largest lottery prize in history. The cash option is $739 million before taxes. The winning numbers were 4, 26, 42, 50, 60, and a mega ball number of 24. Now, the odds of winning it all were 1 in 302 million. 10 tickets matched all 5 numbers to get the second prize of $1 million. John, that is a pretty penny.
No kidding. I think the most I've ever won on the lottery was $50.
That's more than me. I probably got like $4 or $5.
So to imagine winning $1 million.
He's set for life, man.
I don't even know what I would do.
I know.
Time for a trip. If you don't like the colder and snowy weather, because we've got some of that coming your way over this weekend. That's a nice transition, right? And colder temperatures for this morning. If you're stepping out the door, we've got some teens and even single digits for your wind chills. And this is going to be the bigger story as we go later on into this afternoon.
We're hoping they come home soon.
Well, one Michigan couple using a surrogate to grow their family, only to be told they would be denied parental rights to their biological twins. They tell TV5's Rachel McCrary they're fighting an uphill battle to take their babies home.
We were actually trying for our second child when I found the lump.
Tammy and Jordan Myers had 2 questions for doctors when she found out that she had breast cancer. How long does she have, and can they have another child? The answer was yes, she would beat it, and yes, they could have another child. But getting rights to their kids has proved to be a losing battle.
An emotional roller coaster, to say the least.
5 years after beating the devastating illness, the mid-Michigan natives who now live in Kent County had twins through a gestational carrier, Lauren Vermilia, using Tammy and Jordan's genetic material and IVF. Myers says Vermilia helped the couple fulfill their dreams out of the goodness of her heart, getting no compensation. They even share the gender reveal and maternity photos with her, adding that she wants the family to have full custody, yet she's listed as the mother on the birth certificate.
She feels she was blessed and in her ability to have easy pregnancies and easy births, and she felt like it was a gift that she should share.
Ames and Ellison were born on January 11th at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, but getting the rights to their own kids is a challenge due to a state law about surrogacy.
It's insane because of this archaic law that just doesn't have clear guardrails about, what parents in a situation like ours, are able to do.
The family's attorney, Melissa Neckers, says Michigan's Surrogacy Parenting Act, put into law decades ago, makes compensated surrogacy illegal for carriers and intended parents.
Really unfortunate, and it's really unjust, and it needs to change.
Even if a carrier isn't paid, any agreement the parties come to isn't always acknowledged in the court, according to Neckers, adding that Vermilia was never compensated, but the Kent County judge still ruled the Myers cannot be the legal guardians. So now the couple is forced to adopt their own children.
But lots of other judges have worked to figure out a way that it can happen, and the Kent County judges have not taken that next step. They feel like it's against the law.
Neckers and the Myers family are sharing their story because they want the law to change to ease the path for other families.
I think we're finally at a point that everybody is realizing how ludicrous this is, that it's really, truly affecting people's lives.
The brand new bundles of joy were born prematurely and remain in the hospital. The Myers say no matter what, when they are ready, they are going home with their family, and their big sister can't wait to meet them.
We're hoping they come home soon, but we also trust our team completely, and we don't want to rush their growth and development either.
Rachel McCreary reporting with WNEMTV5.
All right, TV5 news time right now is 8:26. Good Saturday morning to you. A fatal bus crash near the Grand Canyon sends several people to the hospital. We'll have the latest details from that investigation.
With coverage you can count on, this is WNEMTV5 News.
Well, good morning. Happy Saturday to everyone. Hope you were able to enjoy part of your Friday. We're hoping to see Little Miss Sunshine today. You can see a good glimpse right there over Birch Run. Conditions decent to start, not too bad on the roads. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Today is January 23rd. I'm Blake Keller. Meteorologist John Gross is in the First Warn 5 Weather Center. Is it another day of pretty frigid temperatures? I've been trying to layer up, John.
Oh, yeah. Some of the coldest air that we've had so far this year, Blake. Feeling like the teens, single digits out there, but you did say Little Miss Sunshine, and I think we're going to see a little bit more of that as we're going throughout today, but we'll trade that in for a little bit of snow as we go through about this time tomorrow. We'll take you out the door right now to downtown Flint across the bricks this morning. All is dry. Roadways should be in pretty good shape for you. This is going to be the main story. The colder temperatures right now out the door. Most of us in the teens. We've got 16 there in Flint. It's 13 in Midland, 16 in West Branch, 9 the colder spot in Alma, 11 right now in Mount Pleasant. That's all we've got for you. Factor in a little bit of the wind, and it's even making it feel a little bit colder. More in the way of some single digits dotting the map across the board this morning. So some of the coldest air that we've experienced so far this season. Make sure that you are finding ways to stay nice and warm out there for this Saturday morning. Temperature change over the past 24 hours, a good 5, 10, even upwards near 15 degrees colder. So you get the picture. Some cold numbers definitely out the door for today. Pinpoint Doppler radar live from MBS this morning. That keeps us mainly dry. I think we will stay dry for another day. There is a weak area of high pressure off near Chicago. I think that will help to break up a little bit of this cloud cover in throughout today, giving us a few rays of sun from time to time. Not going to be an all-day thing, but as we look to the west, there is a small disturbance already near Nebraska, the Dakotas, with a little bit of light snow. I think that's going to be moving our way by about this time tomorrow, and that'll give us our next shot at a little bit of light snow shower activity for your Sunday. CoffeeCast for today, we'll have temperatures. That is not the correct temperature. We're only talking about the upper 20s. We're hoping for the mid-30s, but we're only going to get the upper 20s. Variably cloudy skies with a little bit of sun at times. Big weather stories for the rest of this weekend. Again, we're dry today, a little bit of snow shower activity tomorrow, and then we'll have to watch for another shot at some snow, possibly into Monday and Tuesday. Something we'll keep an eye on for you, and we'll talk more about in your full forecast in just a little bit. Blake, back to you.
John, thank you. We have breaking news this morning. TV5 learning American TV host Larry King has died. The Peabody Award-winning broadcaster was among America's most prominent interviewers, known as the television's everyman interviewer. Larry King died at age 87. Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson releasing new details in a ghost operation rescue of a 15-year-old girl. 20-year-old Anthony Drayton of Toledo is accused of pressuring her to meet him at a Montrose McDonald's. Sheriff Swanson says Drayton groomed the teen online into trusting him through Snapchat, video game Fortnite, and the chat room app Discord. Drayton is behind bars on a $400,000 cash bond. He faces a 4-count felony, a charge for kidnapping, and 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct. Also developing this morning in Arizona, authorities are investigating a tour bus crash that's near the Grand Canyon. That left 1 person dead and 2 others critically injured. Now, the bus was carrying 48 passengers to the west side of the Grand Canyon when it rolled and landed on its side. Officials say more than 30 passengers suffered minor injuries. All were taken to the hospital for observation and treatment. Back at home, a new epidemic order will soon lift restrictions on indoor dining and entertainment venues. Now, the new order allows restaurants and bars to reopen at 25% capacity, up to 100 people, with a 10 o'clock curfew. This epidemic order, taking effect February 1st, also allows concessions to return at casinos, movie theaters, and stadiums. As one brewery tells TV5's Scott Wolchek, the glass is finally looking half full.
From full and frothy to empty glasses, bar rooms, and wallets.
Our sales loss has been devastating. It'll take us a very long time to recover from this.
Tri-City Brewing in Bay City left high and dry by the health department's indoor dining ban.
In total, we've been shut down for 5 months out of the last 10 months.
The sobering reality, Kevin Peel's taproom sales are down 80%. But finally, his glass is looking half full because come February 1st, his barroom is allowed to open to a quarter full.
We'll take whatever little morsels are given to us by the state, and we will work with it as best as we can.
Restaurants and bars will also be subject to a 10 p.m. curfew.
Are you affected by the 10 p.m. curfew?
We'll have to close earlier than we typically do, especially on the weekends.
People everywhere traditionally don't go to bars until later in the evening, so it's going to cut into their bottom line.
Mason Dorr with the Michigan Licensed Beverage Association feeling mixed because of the curfew and capacity limits.
A lot of our members who've been closed, especially the small bars, they won't be able to open at 25% because they can't bring their staff back with that number. For them, it's actually cheaper to remain closed.
Dorr says based on their surveys, 5% of Michigan restaurants and bars have shut down. 27% are hanging by a thread. Finally opening up is a baby step, but soon they need to start hopping.
The decisions that the governor and the health department made and will continue to make over the coming weeks could make or break the industry.
Scott Walczak, WNEMTV5.
Beaverton Schools is reporting a positive COVID test involving a student at the elementary school. As a result, grades pre-K through 3 must stay home for all of next week. Despite the governor and the state health department easing COVID restrictions, MHSAA will not be issuing any extra tickets for the high school football state championship games. Frankenmuth, Davison, and New Lothrop will all be playing at Ford Field. Stay with TV5 for full coverage and highlights on those games. Well, new details reveal investigators had some help in thwarting the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. United States Attorney Andrew Byerly-Burge filed a motion to disclose certain grand jury testimony. It revealed militia members helped with the investigation. Now, the request was filed a day after a different court filing indicated Ty Garbin, one of the suspects in the alleged plot, was expected to plead guilty. Well, happy Saturday morning to you. If you're just waking up, TV5 news time is 8:37. Investigations continue finding the person or persons responsible for stabbing a local dog. How the Humane Society is stepping up to catch the criminal. Well, a local dog left for dead, wearing the wounds of torture. That's what the Humane Society says happened to this dog, Tank. The organization tells TV5's Kendall Keys it's ready to offer up some serious cash to learn who's responsible.
The Humane Society of the United States is stepping in to help bring justice for...
This is Tank.
Tank, a pit bull bulldog mix, was found last month on the side of Banger Road, covered in stab wounds, both old and new, bruises, cuts, and scrapes.
The fact that he not only had fresh stab wounds, but he had older stab wounds that indicate this is a pattern of violent behavior. It was just a truly egregious act of violence.
Torture that was determined by veterinarians to be the result of human violence.
No animal should ever have to suffer like this. And this really was a brutal and violent act that was committed against this poor dog.
The Humane Society of the United States is offering up to a $5,000 reward for information that leads to the identification, arrest, and conviction of the person who subjected this innocent dog to such violence. Molly Tamilevich tells me it's crucial to bring a person like this to justice because there's a strong link between violence against animals and other kinds of violence.
They're not just a threat to animals. That's violence within our community that we don't want to be there.
Tank received multiple surgeries and is undergoing extensive treatment. He's on the road to recovery with a foster owner, and Bay County Humane Society tells me he's healing well and hanging in there. In Bay County, Kendall Keys, WNEM TV5.
If you have information about this crime, you are asked to call Bay County Animal Services. Let's hope Tank has a speedy recovery. TV5 News time right now is 8:41. Coming up, we'll introduce you to this week's Excellence in Education Award winner. All right, a Missouri zoo has released a bald eagle back into the wild just 2 weeks after he was found on the side of the road with lead poisoning. Dickerson Park Zoo says when the eagle, named Patriot, was brought in on January 8th, he couldn't even lift his head. He was suffering from seizures and convulsions, and the zoo didn't know if he would make it even through the first night. But in just 2 weeks' time, he was well enough to hunt and fly again, and he was released back into the wild. Bald eagles are just so majestic, John. I just love watching this video. Look at it fly off into the distance.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the name, too. Patriot?
Yes.
How fitting.
Definitely appropriate naming right there. I'm glad the bald eagle is doing well because we need to preserve them.
Absolutely, we sure do. Great American symbol there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you your 7-day forecast, and it's looking a little bit more like winter, at least feeling like it for today. We've got temperatures mid to upper 20s. I think you see a little bit of sun today. Some snow showers tomorrow, a quick 1 to 2 inches possible when all is said and done. We'll keep an eye on Monday and Tuesday, possibly some more snow, especially the further south you go near Genco. Past that, more clouds as we end out January, and we roll on with the colder temperatures into the upper 20s. Blake, back to you.
All righty, John, thank you for that. And thank you so much for joining us here this morning. We hope to see you again tomorrow morning, but of course, enjoy today. Stay warm and stay safe.